Hey folks, we just want to welcome you back to Mr. Cast Iron, and I broke out my cast iron griddle on our gas stove, and today what I'm going to be doing is making one of my favorite breakfasts. It's real easy. All it is egg and cheese sandwich, and so we're going to do that today. I've got 2 brown eggs here. I've got some olive oil, I got some Duke's mayonnaise, some Tomahawk's SPG, and I've got a bun here and some good old sharp cheddar cheese. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil here on my griddle because it's hot. I can see it smoking. And so we'll get a little bit of that on there. We're going to take our spatula and just kind of rub that around a little bit, get a little bit of oil on our griddle. You want a little bit of oil on your griddle when you're cooking. And so we'll do that. The first thing I want to do though, I'm going to take and add a little bit of Duke's mayonnaise. Now you can use butter or you can use mayonnaise, either one, to grill your bread. So I'm going to take and put a little bit of Duke's mayonnaise on mine today, and go ahead and get our buns starting to toast up. We like toasted buns. And so while that's doing that, I've got my oil hot here for our eggs, and I'm just going to add a little bit of butter, probably more than I should, but that's okay. We'll let that work in there a little bit, get it all around there. We'll cut this heat back just a little. Now the next thing I want to do, I just want to take my egg and just crack that, and I'm just going to drop this in. Now these are good old country eggs here. These were given to me by my niece. My nephew raises those, and they know I love good old homegrown country eggs. And that one, I broke the yolk on it. But anyway, we're going to add our SPG to it and let that kind of start to cook up. Salt, pepper, and garlic. Pull that back up there a little bit. Break that yolk. And we'll let that begin to harden up. Now eggs on cast iron is real easy. Be sure and put you a little bit of oil down first. You don't need a lot. And you can add butter to it. I love butter. I love cooking my eggs in butter. Now my wife likes coconut oil. She really enjoys coconut oil with her eggs, and that's the way she makes hers every day when she's eating eggs. But what we're going to do now, we're just going to let this basically begin to firm up around the edges. As you can see, it's getting firm all the way around, and you can take your skillet, and yes, we're using a metal skillet, metal spatula on a cast iron, piece of cast iron. You can do that, but you see how easy that metal spatula moves that egg around, and that egg is in that butter. It's easily able to be moved around real easy, just like that. We'll go ahead and flip it over, basically making a scrambled egg, more or less, fried egg. And we'll take a look at these. They're getting close. We'll let that cook down a little bit longer and get a little bit harder. Now you could add sausage, egg, you could add bacon, you could add ham if you wanted to, you could add bologna, you could add summer sausage if you wanted, but we're just going to make a standard egg and cheese sandwich today. It's real simple to do, it's real quick, and one thing about it is you can have this kind of meal anytime you want. It doesn't have to be for breakfast. You can eat an egg and cheese sandwich for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It doesn't matter. You know, so sometimes we like to eat breakfast for supper. You know, we call it supper here in the South. Some people call it dinner, but we call it supper. And so now we've got our buns toasted. You see what the mayonnaise does, how that does? It really gets them right nice and golden brown. We love that. And like I said, you can do that 2 ways. You can do it with butter, or you can do it with mayonnaise. And so now we've got our sharp cheddar cheese here. I'm going to lay that on one of the eggs. Let that begin to melt down a little bit. Since this egg is ready, I'm just going to place it on top. Go ahead and get that little bit on there. Let that kind of melt down there for just a second. Doesn't take long for that to melt into that. And then we'll just take and scoop that up. And we're going to add that right to our bun. And we place this on top. And right there, folks, is a very easy egg and cheese sandwich for breakfast, for lunch, for supper, for whatever you like. We appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great day. It's Mr. and Mrs. Cast Iron. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.